Who would like to do a recap?
We've established that me would not be a good idea. I gave up halfway through the session.
Thomas, you did a recap. Let's wait for Charles to go. Now you can do the recap.
After being tricked by a follower of 19 himself, into fighting within a bar
I like how you're framing it.
to a catastrophic level.
I just think it was totally not my fault.
A major part of the city got destroyed. After a night of getting drunk to recover from such a traumatic event of the horrors that had taken past, our heroes and adventurers and Vizile went to the planning office. We saw Crystal Fire and we saw George, and then the guy who's actually running the
guy.
Well, the monkey.
The monkey.
Who literally went apeshit when he realised it was me who has made this minor kerfuffle.
Try to play it down.
Minor kerfuffle.
Well, on the cosmic scale, it is a very minor kerfuffle.
You described Normandy as a bit of a fisticuffs.
It was.
We call the Atlantic and Ocean a pond, so...
The 100 Years' War was a slight disagreement. Rather rocky weekend. And what were you doing? Do you remember?
They wanted to build a construction point,
Mm-hmm.
so they can get weavers and makers and whatnot to cast effectively a massive restoration spell.
They can't cast Phoenix down on all of the people though.
Are you sure?
I'm
You can only
positive.
carry 99 at any one time.
Phoenix down only recovers you from KO as well. These people are definitely not KO.
Are they okay?
They are NO.
You're greying.
Oh yeah,
DOA.
I'm going grey.
You're not going grey.
White.
White. I demand my avocado on toast and my Starbucks.
Not quite that white.
We went there.
So yeah, we're gonna go clear out this haunted area.
So they can build a tower so they can cast a massive spell to rebuild the neighbourhood.
Oh, cool.
Did we say haunted? Or are you just inferring haunted from the fact that I was doing the Ghostbusters thing earlier on?
No, you said that there was unquiet spirits in the area.
Hello, spirits.
So,
Come to me. Come to me, spooky.
I can deal with spirits.
glug, glug, glug,
I
glug,
drink
glug.
whiskey drink. I drink the vodka drink. But when I have to pee, I use the kitchen sink.
Best lyric.
So, you have been escorted outside of the
Garrett's office.
Garrett's
A
office.
little bit.
And it's what sort of time of day was it? You saw Crystal Fire kind of pretty early in the morning.
Yep.
So it's probably just after lunchtime. It's been a little while for you with all your various meetings and ins and outs and abouts.
Have we had lunch?
There were some crudités on offer from Dr. Zeus, but you didn't want to touch anything that he was handling.
Well, if we're gonna go head out.
There's a hat shop round the corner, we can go there.
Sounds good.
Okay, you're going to the hat shop.
Hat shop, we can get a pizza hut.
Fantastic. There is a haberdashery just around the corner, and it's called the Mad Hatters, obviously. And you go inside, and you're pleased to see that it's just a normal kind of sales clerk kind of person. All right, my name's Greg.
Morning, Greg.
Right.
What's the special today, please?
Special. It's a hat.
Fantastic.
What sort of hat do you want?
4 pizza hats, please.
Pizza hats.
Yeah, pizza hats.
A pizza hat.
Pizza hat.
Kentucky Fried
Kentucky
Chicken.
Fried Chicken and a pizza hat.
Yeah.
I'll s-
Actually, that would be American hot with extra anchovies. That will be probably plain cheese.
Just for me.
That will be a pizza with KFC on it, and that will be hold everything apart from the Inferno sauce.
Okay. In what style?
Sombrero,
Sombreros.
please.
Sombreros. Sombrero. 4 sombreros.
No.
You're a
yeah.
trilby.
I
You
want
want a
trilby.
pork pie
A
hat.
pork pie hat.
You want a pork pie
No.
pizza hat.
No, I want a
No.
trilby.
No, I want to have Japanese ninja hat.
It's a Japanese ninja hat.
You know the like really massive ones.
Oh, like
Jingasa.
Yeah.
That's not a ninja hat.
samurai.
That's a peasant's hat.
Oh,
Or a samurai hat. But
samurai hat. Yeah.
you want a jingasa made of pizza.
Yeah.
You were offending my sensibilities so badly.
Australis is.
In fairness,
A
he wants sushi on the pizza
A
hut.
you want sushi on the pizza.
I want everything on pizza.
Everything.
Everything.
Maybe not the felt.
Everything! Alright. For you, what style do you want?
Plain cheese sombrero, please.
And cheese and bread. Alright then. He kind of shuffles back, and Greg, you get the sense, is kind of a early 20s, doesn't really want to be here, but he's running the shop. You hear him kind of muttering from the back, "Not even supposed to be here today." He goes out into the back, you start hearing rustling, and he comes out with 2 things: a tape measure and a thermometer. And then he sticks the thermometer in your ear.
Want to go before you do that?
Well, you want the pizza hat? Need to find out what your normal temperature is so that we can keep the pizza all nice and good, don't we?
Hello.
I can hear the moon.
Passes you the tape measure. The moon goes, "The moon don't pay dental fees." Puts the tape measure around Australius' head, and then goes to do and realises that that's just been in somebody else's ear.
Yeah.
And he goes around. He does the same thing to everybody. Right.
I'm never going to see you as Dave again.
So 4 pizza hats. Is this a rush order? Is it?
We'll come back in half an hour. We'll go get some coffees. Do you want a coffee? We're going to go get coffees.
Yeah. I'd love a coffee.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. Mixed nuts and squirrel, please.
This is the same neighbourhood as Beano's. Is it? No, it's. No,
There's
it's.
Beano's
There's a
everywhere.
Beano's on
Beano's
every
everywhere.
corner.
There's a Beano's everywhere. It's not. Oh, this is not. Oh, call themselves a chain. It's Beano's. It's different.
Yeah.
You look out the window and you literally see 2 buildings kind of shimmy slightly apart, and a Beano's just pops into existence with a little sticker in the window. We are proud to open our 1199th branch this week. He goes into the back and starts
It's Beano's light.
doing his prep.
That's a lot of beans.
So
So what? Yeah, we'll go get coffees. Oh, sorry,
It's itching my brain to know what a hat shop is called because it's not a haberdashery.
a millinery.
Thank you.
Milliners.
Your brain's like, I can see you thinking.
I needed that.
Why do I know that?
I don't know.
I just thought it was a haberdashery.
No.
Haberdashery is like needles and thread and material.
Sell things
things.
to for other people to make things.
Oh,
The pizzas are just sewn onto the hat.
the book I read when I was a child where they referred to a thing as a haberdashery lied to me.
Quite often in department stores you'd have the
You'd have
Happy
them
Dabby
be
next
close.
to the milliners.
Yeah,
Oh.
Happy Dabby.
Have you ever?
That's your mum, that is.
It's my mum.
So you pop over to Beano's, and although it's a new branch, it's familiar faces. It's the kind of staff. What are you doing here? It's the staff from the Beano's who normally goes, what are you doing here?
Oh, we've come to get some coffee. What else do we do in a coffee shop?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
we're in
why
the,
in
yeah,
this
we're
one
just-
and not in our other branch?
I visited
Why does
friends
it
in
matter
the
if you're
area.
here too?
Of course I am. I'm always here.
Because Albino's loyalty card works for every branch of Beano's, not just the regular branch of Beano's. That's the other hidden loyalty card.
Usuals?
Yes, and a mixed nuts and squirrels. Make it a large, please.
Okay, I'll get right on it.
Can you frappy those squirrels as well, please?
I can frappy those squirrels.
Isn't that illegal in Georgia now?
I think you need a little extra cinnamon.
Can you frappe those squirrels?
What sun's active at the moment?
Oh, yes, sorry. We are under the Watcher. This is the 9 of Mysteries,
Hey.
and it is a sovereign card. So,
Oh, everybody gets +1, and everybody whose mysteries gets +2.
the wisdom that comes from taking the time to observe and contemplate before acting cannot be overstated. The Watcher watches. He watches from afar. Assessing and contemplating, he records what he sees,
It's a peeping Tom.
analyses the data. He remains ever vigilant from his vantage point. Nothing slips by his eternal gaze. Sovereign of mysteries, the Watcher is a father figure. He shares his knowledge with those close to him and advises those he deems worthy.
It's a creep.
He's a
Secret.
weirdo.
Cha-chunk. Cha-chunk. It's literally the only bit of guitar that I like in that song. Or anything by Radiohead. So,
What do you want to drink?
I'm good for the minute, thanks.
We're in a coffee shop.
Started
I've,
making things.
I've got a cup of tea. Set up. Do you want to keep us looking
Okay.
at
Go.
this? Just
Just some squash.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
So yeah, your order is made up.
Yep.
Your loyalty card is stabbed an obscene number of times just to kind of keep you quiet.
It's doing this.
Nobody goes at chop, chop, chop.
I just got my finger up my mouth sometimes.
I got really good at that in secondary school, and
I don't think I can do it at all.
then I got into a competition, and I won the competition, but I decided to show off, and then I stabbed in my hand, and the ballpoint of the pen kind of got jabbed in hand.
And now you have a tattoo on your finger.
Thank you.
Thought you never missed, Bishop. So you get your coffees, you kill a little bit of time, and head back over to the milliners.
So we've got this mixed nuts and squirrel frappe,
Mm-hmm.
which is
With extras in.
it's like
Do you know those like glasses that you get at theme parks that cost way too much money, or like plastic things? So they're like a bit round, tall, round at the top, and then straw.
Yeah.
That.
While we were waiting for the coffees to cool down before drinking them, I'm going to take an extra moment.
Wimp.
ooh,
So that's why I store some of the time from earlier in the day so I can use it later in the day.
Okay.
effectively what he does is he casts a spell, loses his next action, bang, 10-15 seconds, and then he can use that at any time before the sun next rises.
Okay.
So I've got 15 extra seconds to play.
When you say the sun next rises,
Yeah.
do you mean one of these suns, or do you mean the day turns?
The day turns.
So you pop back over to the milliners. He accepts the coffee gratefully in both hands. Oh, cheers, man. It's been a terrible morning. Such a huge rush. You wouldn't believe how many customers we had today.
How many customers have we had today?
4. He shuffles back, and then he comes out. Okay, madame, I believe yours was the sombrero here. And
Oh yeah.
it was pork pie, wasn't it?
No, Chubby.
Trilby. It's got pork pies on it.
Fine.
And another sombrero. And a gingassa with everything. And there's literally a little bit of everything. Sawdust, iron filings, a paperclip that he found in the back of the office, some rubber bands. It's all on there.
Beautiful, thank you.
Crunch, 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 munch, munch, munch.
Crunchy.
Crunchy.
I'll pay him.
That'll be one frappe. Yeah, cheers. And he kind of like shuffles off the back, kind of peeking out occasionally to see if you've still there or left him.
No,
in
we're
his
gonna
sanctum.
leave.
We're gonna go.
So it
I
leaves
was
your
wondering-
hands free for doing stuff, and then hum hum hum.
Yeah, told you.
I
Pizza
think
Hut.
need to get one of those.
These are Pizza Hats of plenty. Every time the sun turns, boomf.
How many sons?
So every day, boomf, new pizza.
Wow.
So you'll never.
You just wake up with habit. I'm not sure I want this anymore.
Oh,
I-
you
you
want
can
cheese
take
pizza.
hats
I was just about to say, I'm just going to try and take this off as a cursed hat.
Yeah,
Pizza Hut
it's not a cursed Pizza Hut.
But if you take the hat off, it depletes.
If you'd taken the KFC bucket, it would have given you plus 50 to guitar playing,
Yes.
but you wouldn't ever be able to take it off.
Oh.
And everything you touch would go all see-through and greasy. Mm.
I'll take that risk.
So,
So we
thus pizzaed.
so we know where this place is because it's just down the end of the thing.
Yeah.
Why? So we go scope it out.
Yep.
Run some ghost vision on it, see if it is actually haunted. Take off nucleosite from orbit. Actually, no, that's what got into this mess. And
Too soon. Mine is
As
the
you
taking
say
off
that-
part.
On the wind, you can just kind of hear Dr. Sayers going, "Please don't."
and then we can scope out and find out what needs done. If it's a question of needing something specifically to target ghosts with a little bit of prep, I can come up with a few things. I'm sure.
Let's not plan until we know what we're up against.
Yeah.
Let's just go and have a look.
So we'll head to the other end of the neighbourhood where the disaster area struck.
It's your new nickname.
Hot black Desiato. Disaster area. Kind of sounds like it radiates off me.
Yeah.
It could be worse. You could be known simply as the cluster. So you approach what was Penn and Teller's, or what is Penn and Teller's, sorry, and the kind of destruction starts behind it in this great big swathe, and
Has
yeah.
everything? Has it been cleaned up?
They
in
diverted
Penn
3
Towers?
major navigable rivers to clear it out.
it's as clear as you'd expect a mostly incinerated, vaporized kind of path of destruction.
No, but Penn and
So-
Tellers itself.
Surprisingly
Zombie
nice and tidy.
They weren't zombies, they were real people.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna call it zombie
Chunk.
chunk because it makes it easier to deal with. Zombie chunk.
The other bodies cleared away and as they're like still caught in the fires or...
I've written them all down, so I'm terrible at remembering names.
My patrons.
The FAR and the various people are still there sorting
Yeah.
amongst.
They're trying to identify the bodies.
Yeah.
They're doing an identikit, but with actual bits of body.
There's
There's,
someone
there's-
there
there's-
that's got a
there's
spell
three of
that
them there,
can bring it all
and they go,
together.
well, what's this one? This one's just like a globule on the end of his pokey here. A globule. Can we dust for globules?
Now, Dave, you can't dust for globules. Globules, vomit, and dust. You can't dust for dust. We
Oh,
tried
can't dust for dust, right?
it divided by 0. We put Google into Google, it had the same effect.
Oh no, did that break the internet?
I broke the internet.
Oh,
It
no.
broke the noosphere. It did not work.
Oh right, okay.
We turned up the repeaters to 11 and it kicked back in a little bit.
What if we harmonise?
We could harmonise. We could put a doubly on it.
No, we don't want the doubly.
No.
No, we need to hear this.
Okay.
Yeah, we need this.
Oh, snakes. I've had it with these snakes on this plane. Julie's boss. Thousands of them.
I think we've lost everybody else.
I kind of caught up with you.
So yeah, they're attempting
I was
to
trying to
dust.
escape.
They're attempting to dust for vomit.
You can only blow the bloody doors off.
eventually. Yeah. So
He did blow the doors off. And the back wall. And the next house over.
the next arse over.
Whew, that curry.
Oh.
That's how you really did it, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, didn't we decide last week that your new local is going to become the Lemon Flag?
Yep.
So, you kind of go around the back and head out into the. I'm trying to think of a better word than carnage.
Yeah.
So, as you start kind of going along the path of the beam, it starts off with kind of smallish damage. So, kind of like the ground floor of the next building has got like a big hole in it. But then as you go past that, as it kind of widened out, the damage became more and more widespread and vaporisy. So whereas at first you're going through kind of like hollowed out buildings with almost perfect kind of circular holes missing
Where there were
it's just
pipes that just
being
water
through.
squirting out of it.
But then after, a couple of blocks of this, it then starts to kind of like just resemble kind of the ground has become so superheated it's almost like glass, and it's kind of crunching as you take steps, and it's widening out as well. And after 4 or 5 blocks, you're kind of in an area kind of like a block wide that just keeps on going, where you've got the upper stories of some of the higher buildings have kind of collapsed because there's nothing underneath them.
No, the stories are still there.
They're just on the ground.
No, they're still there. That's how good.
Oh, Minecraft style. Fuck gravity.
Okay, yeah. Some of them are still up there. Not all of them. Depends if their gravity insurance had kicked in or not.
Ah, yeah. Oh,
So
I stand corrected.
So some of them have collapsed. Some of them are still up there. Some of them have kind of turned upside down because why not? You're pretty sure that Escher's stairs are around here somewhere.
Ooh, right in the fields.
Well, you did it, wasn't it, really? You were hoping to destroy them, but they will never go.
So, crunch, crunch,
Ooh,
crunch,
ooh,
crunch.
this is superheated ground rock. Has it turned into obsidian?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Pick up.
Yay!
Obsidian is the secret ingredient in my pizza hut.
I am. Do we know roughly where the Garants said that they were going to be building this platform to?
If you imagine that you've kind of got, this would have been sort of the back of Penn and Teller's,
Yeah.
and you've just got this widening sort of cone
Yeah.
of death going out. They were looking at something sort of in the middle.
Okay.
So you're kind of 4 or 5 blocks in, you think another couple of blocks, and you're going to get to kind of like roughly the centre.
I'm going to have a look around with the site.
Okay.
Am I picking up unusual ghost readings? I've got written. To my little braid go beep 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 beep.
You look around and there are ghosts everywhere, thousands of them.
Oh.
Most of them just seem sort of when you've encountered ghosts before, usually they're sticking around with a purpose, like Shoeless Joe, with a purpose. These ghosts just seem to be so confused by what happened that they're not entirely sure where they're going to go.
Or even some of them don't even know they're dead.
They kind of know because they're looking around going like John Travolta in Reservoir Dogs.
I love that version of Reservoir Dogs, the one with John Travolta in.
Pulp
Pulp
Fiction.
Fiction.
No, I'm sure he was in Reservoir Dogs.
He is now.
Yeah.
And Tim Roth was. Oh no, Tim Roth was in Pulp Fiction.
Michael Madsen.
Oh no, because they are kind of interchangeable now.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then you put Michael Madsen into Battlefield Earth. I've just broken the GM.
Now but now I'm thinking of Tim Roth, so everybody in this game is going to be played by Tim Roth. Aye, aye. Yeah, there's lots of ghosts all over the place.
Yeah,
Keep your chakras shut.
trying to. This is really, really hard.
Kegel those chakras.
Practice.
Mention your aura.
Very much so. I sit down. I find and I'm like, I'm gonna have to stay here, guys. I can't go any further. It's too much. They're knocking, and I can't let them all in.
No, nothing is kind of like directly, or not directly. What's the word? Kind of like actively trying to.
No,
Excuse me.
but it's still.
But there's just so much, and the thing that you can kind of sense mostly is just a sense of confusion and utter loss. So is giving you a bit of the blues. But the good news is none of them seem like hostile sort of spirits. They just seem completely
Just dead.
very. But you do notice something that isn't a ghost. That's kind of roughly where the centre of this thing is. It's kind of faintly glowing in your ghosto vision.
Okay.
Kind of almost like if you were looking through an infrared camera, and it's something that kind of is still giving off a bit of a glow, but it's not as hot as it was. It's kind of on the cool down.
Somewhat interesting over there. Sword comes out. Casting prescient defence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Whereabouts is it?
20 yards that way. Roughly where we're headed.
Is it further than what I can normally see?
No, you can. It is well within visual range, but in amongst all of the kind of flotsam and jetsam and debris and crud that's all over the floor, you might not have noticed it if it wasn't pointed out to you.
But now it has been pointed out to us. Does it look any different? Like, or is it just a pile of debris that we can see from this distance?
It's a pile of debris that looks a bit like a man lying on the floor in a kind of sort of fetal position.
Okay.
I
Going to take a one action rest to refill my sorcery pool, I believe. Because I think I'm going to need it.
cover me. I'm gonna go up to him.
Okay.
I'm braving it.
Okay.
My gun's coming out my sock.
You can have an actual gun in an actual holster. You don't have to have a backup gun all the time.
Like backup guns.
Cool. Yeah. Slowly and gently make my way up to it, and just.
As you get closer, you realise that he naked.
He naked.
He all over naked.
And it's a man.
It's a man.
It's a man.
The man we recognise like Ronald.
It does not look like Ronald.
Okay.
I'm a
Chicken.
At the moment.
How do you know what Rogan looks like naked?
I know what Ronald looks like, and I can kind of understand what he would look like if he were naked.
I don't think anything can understand.
I've not seen Clint Eastwood naked, so I don't know.
Yeah, but if you get the right dimensions of a person, you can kind of go, that is or that is not that person.
You can't see his face because it's
Yeah.
kind of
no. I'm
Fecal
fecal
position.
he's kind of in a whippy sort of.
Oh.
No, for humans, the fecal position is also known as the PPP, the proper pooping position. You normally get into that when you run across owlbears, assuming the PPP.
I kneel down on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't touch him or anything, but I'm like,
Has he
Generally-
got a thing in the ground underneath, like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
are there
Why not?
Are there wings?
He wasn't going to, but he does now.
I'm gonna be like,
Is he
and just like gently like, hello.
More alcohol or less?
My name's Hawk. Are you okay?
I
I
think
kind
the
of-
answer is
As
no.
the best you can, are you
A
alright?
hand comes away from the face, and it looks an awful lot like Tom Ellis. Do I bloody look like I'm okay?
Sorry, no, I'm stupid brain.
Is he? We use my sight. Is he Visve? Is he other magical being? Is he angel, demon?
He is another magical being.
Another magical being. Okay.
Okay.
So
No, I will shoot.
If does look injured, or
Externally, he looks pristine.
okay. I'm gonna.
come from the future.
The asterisk there was external.
Has anyone got a blanket or anything? I'd take my coat off, which is rare.
Green sun. I can heal him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heal.
So activate that one and heal a wound.
Mm-hmm.
And I offer you my coat, and I'm like, trying not to look. To cover yourself up.
Oh, he kind of takes the coat, and then as the healing hits him, he kind of like the fog kind of like goes away from him. Well, I'm in a right bloody pickle now, aren't I? Where the hell am I anyway?
Fartown. In the city of Satyrine. Under the indigo sun.
Why am I here and not there?
Well, who are you and where should you be?
Funny thing, Indigo Sun, Fartown. Right, I should be about 70 light years that way.
What 70 light years that way?
My name, as you asked, my name is Sol.
Oh shit!
You don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
Sol is another word for sun. As in, you have brought him out of the sky, where he should be, 70 light years in another direction, and you brought him here to
And
harness his
weaponised
power.
him.
Is this conversation you're actually having?
No. No.
I would hope the Strias would know.
So, apparently, I'm terrestrial now. That's marvellous.
How do you feel about this?
I think he feels marvellous.
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
Well, it's a funny thing you ask, my nuggety friend, because I feel rather like a vat of shit-flavoured lard.
That's not a nice way to feel.
No, I'm supposed to be up there, brimming with radiance, and now I'm here in this Fartown place under the. We are not talking, by the way. Marvellous. So now,
Try
not only am I terrestrial, I am now
Enhatted.
enhatted.
With the finest pizza hat you will
There are
ever eat.
perks. I'll grant you perks.
So,
He takes the hat off and passes it back. Thank you. That's rather good. What is this I'm wearing?
it's my coat.
Is it?
You are
I'm so sorry. Right. It's been a while since I've been in form, but let's have a look. He stands up, hands you his coat, and stands there in the all together.
I'm like,
And then he kind of,
Caliban's little lips.
then he tries to kind of do something, and you see he kind of starts to glow ever so slightly, but then almost with the Millennium Falcon breaking down.
do
noise
we
in the
feel
background.
that power as if it was from when he? It's similar to. I'm like, I'm.
Wait,
no,
wait,
you
wait,
want
wait.
to try.
He starts to kind of enlighten, and then it doesn't work, and it kind of collapses back into himself. Oh, well, that's embarrassing. He looks particularly at the ladies. Not normally any performance issues, I assure you. Okay, we'll have to try this then.
Watch Lucifer, then you'll understand.
He kind of clicks his fingers, and he's now kind of resplendent in a kind of fantastic sort of suit that looks like it's made out of literally spun night. It's kind of black.
I am
And you
in
can-
like
you can
awe of the
almost
blackness
see
of
the
the
kind of-
suit.
the fabric of space in the fabric. And he kind of
Chaos, stop dribbling.
he shoots his custom at
Oh,
him.
You're
stop.
going there, and
Paul,
yeah.
stop me dribbling.
No, I'm dribbling because that's a maker's dream. I was like, how did you do that?
How did I do what? What this? Oh, you mean you can't? Oh, I am sorry. It must be terrible being all of you terrestrial people. Now, what are we going to do?
Well, I advise try not to use your powers. I know it's not the easiest thing and that it's in your nature, but you see this around us?
Well, this delightful little place.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did that, and because of that, you ended up here.
Wait, we don't know that.
Pretty certain.
You did what exactly?
You gathered
I'm on to
the.
0.
You asked for the power of the sun. We
As
got
I
one.
said, it's been a while since I've been kind of informed, and that was, as I said, quite a distance away from here. What does this rolling a 0 mean for me exactly?
It means there's a bit of magical disturbance when I was weaving together a spell.
He
So
fucked it.
what was meant to be just a nice laser, nice and like sunshine and space and explosions to get rid of some zombies, ended up being a bit more than that.
So
A bit exponentially. more
So
than that.
my nuggety little friend, you're telling me that in order to shoot a laser, that's a very quaint noise, I do like it. In order to fire a laser at some zombies, yes? Zombies?
Laser.
A laser
Well,
at zombies. You cast magic and pulled me, a being that has been in the sky for longer than you can possibly imagine, bringing light and warmth to the worlds that surround me, and you brought me here to be a laser for some zombies. Have I just about got the gist of it?
You do know what that means after what he just said. There were worlds surrounding him.
Which are now dying.
Stratos. What the?
Well, all right then. As you brought me here, send me back.
The problem is I don't think he can. Not right now, anyway.
Why not?
Could you?
Magic is here. Can we not work together and try to do this? This would be a very good thing to do.
Yeah.
the only way that I could think about doing that is to cast a spell, so one portal above, one portal below, so he builds up to an infinity of momentum,
I see where you're going.
and then
Vom! Mate, this man wouldn't vom if you got 4 million bleeding volts through him.
You said that last time, and then look what happened.
Also, quick question: is it just the 4 of you, or are all of these others with you as well?
No, they are temporarily displaced.
I see. I presume to do with the laser, was it?
Yes.
yeah,
Maybe. So, what kind of things can you do? Like, you obviously have some form of power, and you've created that amazing suit that you've got some ability of some variety. He might be able to help us with the task that we've got, and then we can send you home, or try to.
Because the thing is, if it was just about location, you would still be the sun, and everything in this world would be dead because you're here.
Mm.
So it's not just about location; it must be about location and power.
fair.
I'm certainly not feeling myself. Let's put it that way.
Not like a great big boiling flame of gas. Flaming ball of gas.
Speaking of gas, you wouldn't believe how hungry it gets when you're not doing what it is that I normally do. Is there any food around here?
Your hand.
That you give it.
That's
Oh no, I
what
passed.
we were munching that. You're quite happy to have some of mine, if you wish. Or is there something that you have said that you've not been in this form for quite some time? So I'm assuming at some point that you have been in the past.
Well, all of us have, to some extent or another, been, embodied for one reason or another. But
Was there
been
anything
quite
that
a
you
while.
remember eating or something that you enjoyed
Yeah, it does.
before? Maybe we
I
could
got-
go find something for you to eat that you enjoyed.
Yeah, we haven't had the chance to have now. I've been asking. I got up to 7, Dad.
Nice and simple. That one there, 3 crux.
Okay.
And it's a forte ability, so
What does it do?
you can gain it. I instantaneously send a being either to a place I've been before, somewhere I've spent a full day, or to their own home.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we've just established location isn't the only issue.
Yeah, but
So it's a good start.
I still want to learn it.
So, while you're there scheming, hear what you're saying, send me back, that's lovely. Not entirely sure I'm going to be doing much good floating around in space.
In that form.
Fabulous though it may be, I'm not sure it'll have quite the desired effect.
You've got long step,
Yeah.
so you can take it.
Yeah, but what's that?
Don't know today.
Oh, sorry.
That's words on a page.
It is what's
That's movable type.
It's not comics.
Comic Sans and Papyrus have a child. Comic Papyrus.
Pyrus Sans.
I'm the only person in the planet that likes comics.
Comic Sans is specifically designed for people with some levels of dyslexia and
Yeah,
reading disorders.
which is why I really enjoy it, and everyone at work gets really shitty. It's like, what did you send your email in Comic Sans? Because I can read it.
There are a lot of other ones.
Oh yeah, there's a specialist one that's really odd that I don't get on with. So anyway, apologies.
I see your point on that one there.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically need firing up again, don't you?
Somewhat, yes, I'd say.
So, fuel. You're hungry. We feed you. Maybe that is some form of trying to fuel you up.
Well, it could work, I suppose. It's worth trying.
Like I said, was there anything that you remember enjoying eating previously?
Hydrogen.
I do kind of enjoy the. I'm into what you might call fusion cuisine.
I think there's somewhere in town that deals with just that.
Right, okay.
It's next to the Pro City. We shall call it Lux. They deal with that very kind of cuisine.
Forehead vein is going
It
mental right
really
now.
is. I can't go.
Is that in Fartown or is that in the city proper?
City proper.
Well, lead the way.
Is he wearing shoes at least?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
he's fully clothed and
How quick is it to make the tower that we came here to actually do?
you don't need
That
to make
was
the
an
tower,
odd
you just
job.
need to kind of clear the area.
Okay. Of just him or the ghosts?
You notice that as he moves about, the kind of ghosts sort of follow him a little bit, almost like a magnet and iron filings. Not like
Are they ghosts from here, or could they be ghosts from where he's come from as well? Displaced. Strayos. What am I going to do here?
they look
Did they look like locals?
as
Do they look like they're from around here?
Local
they
local people.
they look as
You've got all my characters
human
up.
as anyone else here,
Yeah.
but some people
Are there
are.
weird crazy ones? Because then that would be kind of an indicator that they are from Fartown.
Some of them are weird, crazy.
Fine.
One of them looks just like Tom Petty. But
Yeah.
maybe they're locals, maybe they're not. There's nobody you specifically recognise, for example.
But definitely isn't in thingy, is there now?
We will head back to the railway station. Got nuked.
There's the other one though. Is there? Did we go to one?
No. My bike's at the Rose.
Where are we heading?
No, hang on. We met up here again. So is my bike in this neighbourhood? I don't remember.
No, it's at the Rose.
It's at the
do you
Rose
have-
still.
Do you have a D2?
Evens odds.
Okay.
Evens. So a 1 then.
With a sickening lurch,
Yeah.
you realise that you'd parked your bike around the back of Penn and Teller's.
Ah.
Maybe it's on the side that. Why not?
Caliban, are you okay?
Like, how much was it to learn this place?
Where's your bike? Oh, sugar.
Yes, well, enough about her existential crisis. What about mine?
You got the power of the sun. You can do what you
Make
want.
him seriously
Had.
right now. It's too good.
Had. Past tense. Something that might have something to do with you.
How am I meant to, like, no, I was tapping into your energy. I
Yeah.
just thought your concept.
Concept. Do I look like a concept?
It's very much real right now. Unfortunately, our friend here has lost one of her prized possessions.
Do you
Because
remember
of this.
exactly what you weaved or what you did?
Yes, I weaved